This is Radio Nepal. I'm Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Cross-border mobility resumes at Thatupani and Raswagadi checkpoints. Foreign Ministry says border checkpoints across Nepal-China border come into full operation by the Dasai festival. Kathmandu Metro Police bans tobacco consumption in public places. And Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2022 kicks off in Uzbekistan capital Samarkand. Now the news in detail. Thatupani and Raswa checkpoints along the Nepal-China border have been opened. Both checkpoints were closed for more than a month, citing increasing COVID-19 cases. The borders opened after a bilateral agreement in course of a 4-day Nepal visit by Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, Li Jiansu, as well as the decreasing trend of COVID-19 infection. Information officer at the Department of Customs, Punya Bikram Khadka, informed that 7 big containers entered Nepal via Raswagadi checkpoint yesterday morning and the other 7 containers arrived yesterday evening. Earlier, 14 big containers used to enter Nepal via the Raswagadi checkpoint Delhi. Nepal had raised the concerns regarding the resumption of transborder during Chairman Li's visit. The Foreign Affairs Ministry says all the custom checkpoints along the borders with China would fully resume before the Dasai festival. Speaking at a press conference organized at the Foreign Ministry yesterday, Ministry spokesperson Seva Lamsal said the custom checkpoints along the borders with China that were closed due to COVID-19 and natural disasters would now come into partial operation. Spokesperson Lamsal added that the checkpoints would come into full operation after the Dasai festival. The spokesperson further said the recent visit of the chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, Li Jiansu, deepened Nepal-China ties. Spokesperson Lamsal also informed that Nepal provided 22 tons of relief materials to Pakistan for the flood and inundation victims. In the media person's question regarding the recruitment of Nepali youths in the Indian Army under the Agnipath project, spokesperson Lamsal said the issue would be addressed by the new government mandated by the November 20th election. 3 members of a same family were killed in a landslide yesterday at Bethanchok Rural Municipality in Kabri Balanchok. The deceased have been identified as Nir Bahadur Tamang, his younger sister Sabitri Tamang, and mother Thuli Maya Tamang. According to the police, the siblings were killed on the spot while their mother died at Boneba Best Shire Memorial Hospital while undergoing treatment. The National Assembly has unanimously endorsed the Animal Health and Livestock Services Council Bill. Earlier, Agriculture and Livestock Minister Mrigendra Kumar Singh Yadav presented the bill, seeking its endorsement in the Upper House meeting yesterday. Likewise, the National Assembly also passed the Insurance Bill and Public Debt Management Bill. Meanwhile, speaking at the 0 hours of the National Assembly meeting, lawmakers demanded the concerned authorities carry out prompt responses to contain the dengue infection. The Nepal Telecommunications Authority has launched the Mobile Device Management System MDMS to discourage the illegal import, sale and distribution of mobile phone sets. Minister for Communications and Information Technology Gyanendra Bahadur Karki inaugurated the system aimed at containing the possible entry of smartphones through an illegal channel and their sales and distribution. Also speaking on the occasion, Secretary at the Ministry, Dr. Vaikunta Aryal, advised officials to prepare for tackling the possible issues in course of the implementation of the mobile device management system. With this, the stolen and lost sites would be tracked and blocked. Similarly, mobile phone sites brought from foreign countries individually and brought in operation till yesterday will be automatically registered in the system. The Kathmandu metropolis has banned the consumption of tobacco products in public places within the city. The new policy will come into effect on the 17th of September. The 11th session of the Municipal Assembly of the metropolis passed the policy to effectively implement the provision on the ban on the consumption of tobacco products in public places. Issuing a notice yesterday, the Kathmandu metropolis banned the use of cigarettes, cigars and chewing tobacco, among others, in public places. Those flouting the rule will be booked as per the Tobacco Products Control and Regulation Act. Meanwhile, the Kathmandu metropolitan city has excavated the Nepal Hall premises to trace the Tukucha River. Based on the information that a structure has been built over the river, the KMC carried out the excavation work yesterday. KMC official informed that the river was found when a dozer was used to dig the theatre hall premises on the basis of marking as per the field map. The Election Commission has directed the National Land Commission to immediately stop the distribution of land ownership certificates. Likewise, all the three tiers of the governments have been asked not to allow any foreign visits during the period where the Election Code of Conduct has already come into effect. The Election Commission made such directive in view of the preparation intensified for the scheduled elections to the Provincial Assembly and Federal Parliament, and the dates for submission of closed list under proportional electoral system have fixed on September 18 and 19. Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security Sharbadu Kumar has instructed the labour attaché working in various Nepali embassies to pay attention to the protection of the rights of Nepali migrant workers in foreign land. In a virtual discussion held on Thursday with labour councillors and attaches signed to different 9 labour destination countries, Minister Kumar instructed them to pay attention to the rescue of workers who are facing trouble and the resolution of disputes between Nepali workers and their employers. You are listening to Radio Nepal 8 AM English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2022 has kicked off in Uzbekistan's capital, Samarkand. The 8-member organization is holding its 22nd summit, bringing leaders from member states in person. The summit is specially attended by Chinese President Xi Jinping, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, among others. Addressing the summit yesterday, Chinese President Xi Jinping expressed China's willingness to work with Russia, and President Putin expressed Russia's affirmation of One China policy. On the sidelines of the summit, Chinese President Xi and Russian President Putin are holding an in-person meeting. The similar meeting is taking place between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The meetings are seen with interest while Russia is locked horns with the Ukraine. At the summit, Iran also applied to be a permanent member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a matter that might add tension to the Global warming is likely to have played a role in devastating floods that hit Pakistan, say scientists. Researchers from the World Weather Attribution Group say climate change may have increased the intensity of rainfall. However, there were many uncertainties in the results, so the team were unable to quantify the scale of the impact. The scientists believe there is roughly a 1% chance of such an event happening in any coming year. In the 2 months since flooding began in Pakistan, tens of millions of people have been affected, with around 1,500 dying because of the rising waters. Russian President Vladimir Putin and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres discussed issues of grain exports over a telephone conversation on Wednesday. The Kremlin said in a statement that the main attention was given to the implementation of Istanbul package agreements on the export of Ukrainian grain from the Black Sea ports, as well as the export of Russian food and fertilizers. During the phone call, the UN chief expressed his full commitment to solving the issue. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at a few places in the hill regions of the country and at one or two places in the rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 26.5 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 19.4 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up the headlines once again. Cross-border mobility resumes at Tatopani and Roswagodi checkpoints. Foreign Ministry says border checkpoints across Nepal-China border come into full operation by the same festival. Kathmandu Metropolis bans tobacco consumption in public places. And Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2022 kicks off in Uzbekistan's capital Samarkand. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe and have a good day.